People with underlying conditions, chronic pain, or disability should speak with their surgeon or a doctor before starting exercise. A person should stop exercising immediately and speak to their surgeon or doctor if exercise worsens any medical symptoms, exercise is painful, or they feel physically unable to exercise. Hello loves, I hope you're doing well. Today we're going to be looking at my progress with the One Punch Man workout and the sit-up saga that ensues. So not only is my goal to be able to do Saitama's workout in full every day by the end of the 365 days or 1 year that I've given myself, but I'm also trying very hard to lose the last 7.5 kilograms that I've got sitting on me. Since my bariatric surgery, I want to be down to a goal weight. I want to be down to my goal weight of about 70 kilograms, which means I need to lose another 7.5. So I'm adding that as part of the challenge. I will also be discussing my diet at the end of the video, my diet for the week. And yeah, you can see the scale weigh-in, 77.5. So I want to budge that last little 7.5 to get to my goal weight. So I'm going to be tracking body measurements as well, and we can see how my body changes with all the working out. Yeah, nothing to it. Let's get to it. We're going to start with the warm-up. First thing we're going to do is a cross arm stretch. You want to make sure that you can feel it in your shoulder. Do the chicken wing. Switch sides. Torso twist, keeping your hips facing forward, your upper body twisted. Going to repeat. Arm cross, chicken wing, and torso twist. Let's warm up the lower body. Going to hold onto a wall here because my balance isn't great. Grab your foot or your shoe or your pant legs. Or your pants leg. Stretch the quad out, your thigh, switch sides. Bend over, touch your toes, or as close to as you can get. Do side lunge. Really feel the stretch on the inside of your leg with this one. And let's repeat these. Thigh stretch. Touch toes. And side lunge. Repeat this every day. You'll notice that I am missing 2 days. The 2nd of October, I wasn't planning on recording every day. That was the Wednesday that the first video came out. I wasn't planning on recording every day, so I didn't record Wednesday, the 2nd's workout, and then the 4th. Hang on, let me check that. Yes, the 4th. For some reason, I have lost the footage. I'm not sure what happened there, but it's not on my phone and it's not on my computer. So you'll just have to take me on my word. I did definitely do everything that needed to be done. Let's fast forward through the rest of the warm-up. Okay, let's get into the workout. You'll notice that I do push-ups first. This is simply because I'm following exactly the order where he tells us exactly what his workout is. So I'm following the order of what he says. So the first one is push-ups. On the 2nd of October, I did 3 sets of 10 reps. And a set of 5 brought me to 35 for the day. On the 3rd of October, I did 3 sets of 10. You can see that I'm doing it on my knees instead of on my toes, making sure to lift the hip up off of the ground and hinge at the knees, and then come down again. I am building up to being able to do 100 of these on my knees, and then I will graduate to doing them normally, or perhaps I'll do it when I hit 50. 4th of October, I did 37, which was 1 less than the previous day, which I wasn't happy with, but unfortunately that's all I had strength for. The 5th of October, I did 48. For some reason I felt really good, really strong. Was able to push it quite hard. When doing a push-up, you want your elbows to be going backwards and not out sideways. You want your hands to be at around your chest height, a little bit lower than your boobs or your pecs. You're going to keep your feet crossed. Some people prefer not crossed, I prefer crossed, so that depends entirely on what is more comfortable for you. Then the 6th of October, I only did 30. On the 6th of October, I'd already had supper and it was sitting right up in my throat, and I just really struggled to do any of the exercises. It felt like I wanted to throw up the whole time. So, lesson learned, let's do the exercises before we eat. Then the 7th, I did 51 push-ups. I was feeling strong. I did them in sets of 12, 12, 10, 10, and 7. On the 8th, I managed to do 45, which was less than the day before, so I was a little disappointed, but it is what it is. And that's the end of push-ups. And the sit-ups. The saga continues. On the 2nd of October, it's the day I didn't record, but what I did is I did my push-ups and my push-ups, my squats, and my 10 kilometer. And then I waited until the evening until hubby could help me, and I decided, let me try with somebody holding my feet down, because I don't have weights or something I can, shove my toes underneath to hold my feet down. So I got hubby to hold my feet down for me, and I was actually able to do a proper sit-up, which was really cool, very unexpected. There I did one sit-up, was very proud of myself. Second sit-up, proper sit-up. Third proper sit-up. And then the fourth one, I wasn't able to do without pulling myself up using my legs. Which is it a sit-up? Maybe, I don't know. I counted it as towards sit-ups for the day on each day that I did it, but I'm not convinced that it's actually a sit-up. So in actual fact, I only really did 3 sit-ups, yeah. And then hubby had a thought. My resistance band. To use my resistance band in trying to do sit-ups. So the idea was he was going to hold onto it, I was going to hold on to the other end and try to do sit-ups. I was able to do 11 like this. You see, first he's got it holding one way, and then I made a comment, if this thing snaps, it's going to hurt us both. And he had another thought where he doubled up the resistance band, and I grabbed onto the sides of it and used that to pull myself up. So I did a total of 11 sit-ups like that, but I really don't think those can be classified as sit-ups. It was just way too easy using the resistance band and pulling myself up on my hands. So then the 3rd of October, I got my brother to hold my feet while I did sit-ups. I was able to do 4 sit-ups, take a 1-minute break, and then another 5 sit-ups. The 4th of October is the day where I have footage missing. I have absolutely no idea where it's gone to. The 5th of October, I managed to do 11 sit-ups, first 7, and then 4, but again, all of these were by grabbing my legs, so I don't know if they count. I suppose it's better than nothing. On the 6th of October, I only managed to do 10, 2 sets of 5, on the 7th of October, same thing, 2 sets of 5. And then again on the 8th of October, 2 sets of 5. So what are your thoughts? Would you classify it as a full sit-up by grabbing your legs and pulling yourself up a bit, using your arms instead of just using your abs? Do you think it counts as a sit-up or not? The next exercise was squats. I was very boring. I was able to do 100 of them every day in sets of 25, except for the 6th of October. That is the day where I had my supper before I exercised, and the food was just, it did not feel like it was going to stay down. So I only did 20, and then I was like, oh, that's it. I'm going to throw up if I do any more. As I said, lesson learned. On the 7th of October and 8th of October, I was back up to 100 squats a day. As I said, the squats for me are easy because I've got strong lower body because of doing the running, well, the walking / jogging. So my legs are quite strong, so that was easier for me. Remember that with squats, you can have your arms either across your chest, as I've got here, or you can have them on your hips. Doesn't really matter, wherever is most comfortable for you. Remember that with a squat, you want to come down until your legs are parallel with the ground. Your back needs to be neutral and up, slanted upwards, your head facing forward, and you want to try make the motion as if you are sitting down on a chair that doesn't exist, and this will help make sure that your knees don't come past the tips of your toes. It does feel a little odd, but you get used to it. In the last exercise, the 10-kilometer run. Me run 10 kilometers, not going to happen. I will happily walk them though. On the 2nd of October, I did 9.91 kilometers. I could seriously kick my ass. I could have just walked up and down the passage at home 3 times and I would have gotten my full 10 kilometers. But it's fine, close enough. On the 3rd of October, I did almost 10 exactly. On the 4th of October, the Friday, I did 10 kilometers and a little bit. Same with the 5th of October. The 6th of October was a Sunday. We did a race, a 10-kilometer race. So I was able to get in my 10 kilometers quite easily and quite nicely. My time was 1 minute 35 seconds, 1 hour 35 minutes to do the 10K. I was quite happy with that. And then obviously with all the walking around afterwards and at home, it came up to 13.65 kilometers. I specifically walked up and down the passage to make sure that I got 20,000 steps in, which was quite a cool milestone. Then the 7th of October, got my steps in. And the 8th of October, I got 10 kilometers. Now what you'll notice is that my zone minutes for the 7th of October was 75. And that's because we walked to the gymmed, and then walked to the mall and then back home. So, with all the uphills and using the treadmill at the gym so that I could actually jog, these brought my zone minutes up. And then if you look at yesterday's, the 8th of October, you can see that I only earned 12 zone minutes. That's because I used the treadmill at home and I can't go faster than 4.5 kilometers without feeling that I'm going to fall off the end. So unfortunately, I don't get zone minutes when I'm doing that because it's just too easy. I tried to keep my calories to round about 1,500. Most days I went a little bit over, which is fine. I'm aiming for about 1.5, so going over a little bit is fine. I do want to try be a little more strict this coming week. Try keep it a little bit lower. You can see that the daily average was 1,664. I'd prefer to bring that down a little bit. Then next, my macros. I was very happy with the amount of protein I was getting in. It's not what my goal is, but it's over 100 grams a day, so I'm happy with that. The carbs aren't too bad. What is worrying is the amount of fat. How I managed to get 61 average with a goal of 61, I don't know. That's quite a coincidence. But it's definitely too high. I really need to bring that down a little. Looking at the carbohydrates, fat and protein, it's a bit more of a detailed view. You can see my average in relation to my goal. The goal is goals that I set up for myself. I wasn't calculated or anything, because then it's normally 50% carbs, 20% fat, and 30% protein. I prefer to bring my protein up and my fat down, carbs to fill up the rest of it. I had a look at what was highest in fat that I'd been eating, and it was definitely the peanut butter, although I'm not sure if I should remove that or not, because it does add extra protein into my breakfast. So I'm not 100% sure what to do there. I do, however, not need to eat sugar-free banana bread. The bacon, I had a couple of pieces too many. Cashew nuts, they floor me. I like adding them to my snacks to bring up the protein, but it's just way too high in fat and way too high in carbs. So I don't think I'm going to be having cashews anymore. And then pork sausage, which is self-explanatory. Then I got my weekly Fitbit workout summary via email, and I was really happy with how this looked. The total kilometers is like way over, calorie burn way over, the active zone minutes way over. Restful sleep was a little bit lower, but it's fine. 8 hours is enough. Yeah, the other two are looking good. And that is all from me in the peanut gallery. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this useful or interesting, I hope that you'll consider liking and subscribing and yada yada yada, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.